Okay, our last section is 2B.4, part 4, evaluating inverse functions. So using inverse functions um, in form of a table and a graph. So when evaluating inverse functions, you're going to either solve for the inverse function when possible and then evaluate from there. Or if given a chart table or graph, you will start at the dependent variable first and find the independent variable second. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So here we have the graph of f of x. So f of x is graph. This is f of x. This is not inverse. We're not drawing the inverse. We're going to use it to find it. So we're looking for the inverse of f at -1. Inverse of f at -1 means that I'm actually starting at y first. So I go on the y-axis to -1. Here's -1 on the y-axis. I go over, and I went over -2 units. So therefore, my output is -2. Okay. Now again, inverse means that I'm starting on the y-axis instead of x. So I have inverse of f of 5. So I'm going to go to the y-axis, go up to 5, follow it over, and that puts me at 4. So my output for the inverse is 4. Okay. Inverse of 0 at 0. It's not 0 because this is an open circle. So at this point, we are undefined. So we wouldn't use that one. We would use this one, which is -2, because it is defined at -2. It is a closed circle. Now we have f of -2. So again, you're going to go on the, wait, I said I went the wrong way. And no one's here to talk to me. It's just me. 6:30. Gotta hurry up. Went the wrong way. I go to 0 and I'm going over to where it's defined. You saw nothing. We're at -4. My bad. Now we're going to go f inverse of -2. So I'm going to go to the y-axis, go to -2, and it's at 0. Now we have f inverse of 6, which means I'm going to go to -6, go to +6 on the y-axis, follow it over, and it takes me to +6. The last one is f inverse of 4. I go to 4 on the y-axis, follow it over, and it takes me to 2. Okay? So when you have the inverse, that means you are starting at the y-axis. Then go to x value. That's where your output is going to be. Okay? And that's because our x's and y's are switching. All right? Let's talk about it here. But if you have multiple, right? This is going to be a mix of composition and inverses. So you got to pay attention to what it's asking you. I have f of 2. F of 2 is just a regular function. Because it's just f, that means I'm looking at the x first and then going to the y. Okay? So I'm looking at the x and going to the y. F, this is table F. I go to 2, go to the y, and I get 5. So it's going to be 5. This is negative, my inverse. So that means I'm going to the y first, and then I'm going to find the x. So I'm looking for f inverse of -4. So I go to the y, go to -4, go to x. That gives me 0. This is g of 5. So I'm going to table g on the x, and I need to find the y. Go to table g. I'm going to go to the x, go to 5, find the y, get 3. This is g inverse. So that means I'm going to go to g, but go to y first to find my x. Go to g, go to y, find my, which is 5, find my x, which is 1. All right. So we're going to pause, and I'm going to let you guys go through these series of practice problems, and let's see how you do. Okay, so we're back. Here you have f inverse of 5, which means that you're going to f and you're starting with the y. So we go to f, go to 5, we get 2. And so we get our 2. G inverse of 3 means that you're starting with the y, looking for your x. Go to g, go to 3, go to x, you get 5. All right, this was a combination. Remember that composition I talked about. So you have to first do your f of 2. F of 2 means I'm going to x first. And when I go to x first and get 2, I get 5. Now it's inverse. So this means I'm going to y to get my final answer. I go to y at 5 and I get 2. Okay, G inverse. So that means I'm going to start at y first for 1. So I go to G, go to 1, get 3. So now this becomes G of 3. G of 3 means I'm just going to go to G, start at X, go to G, go to 3, go to, and I end at 1. And ta-da, using tables to compute. All right, so now that we've done this, you're going to, on your Canvas, you're going to do the following exit ticket. So using the table and the graph, you're going to answer the following problems. What is G inverse of 12? What is F of G of 3? And you're going to answer. And then when you input your answers, you'll be able to see your answers, your peers' answers, and the correct. Okay. I appreciate you guys, and you did awesome. Have a great day.